to another brand episode in the channel Follow Your Canadian Dream. Today we'll be discussing about the 4 easiest PNP program that is available for people who want to come to Canada. And we are going to discuss Alberta Express Entry program. It's the first, but we are not doing in order of importance. We're just enumerating the 4 easiest PNP program, and then it is yours for the choosing. So the very first one, like we said, is Alberta Express Entry system, or the stream. As we know, Alberta is a prosperous city, a province in Canada that have so many 9 cities, has Calgary, Edmonton, and it's located in the western part of Canada. And potential immigrants actually want to go there because of excellent education program that is available there too. And yes, there is job in the oil and gas sector. From the federal entry pool, candidates are chosen by the Alberta authority, the Express Entry stream, to submit application for provincial nomination. The fact that this stream accepts Express Entry candidates for CRS scores as low as 300 means that more applicants will have the opportunity to hear from the province and get a notice of interest. But it is worth noting that even though the fact that the CRS score is below 300, this does not actually guarantee an invitation from Alberta Express Entry system or the stream. The Alberta Immigrant Nomination Program releases the CRS score of the lowest ranking candidate from each round of invitation, but does not release the additional targeted criteria. There are other factors that they look at when they want to actually invite people. And one of them is that you must have a completed diploma from a Canadian post-secondary school. You must have a qualified relative who is a permanent resident or a citizen that resides in that particular province, Alberta. They use the word qualified because that person must be willing to actually stick his head, as it were, to be your relative, not just relative in paper, as it were. You must also have a job offer or experience in that particular province. The Alberta Express Entry stream works through the Federal Express Entry system. A candidate that scores any mark you have there will be given an additional 600 points as a result of winning a nomination in that particular province, effectively making it possible that the very next draw that the federal government will do on the Express Entry stream, that person will be invited to apply for a permanent residence. One very fact that makes this PNP to be attractive is that it is easy. The low CRS requirements draws many people to that particular province. The next one we'll talk about that is easy is actually coming from the province of Ontario, and that is the Ontario Human Capital Priority Stream. It is very, very popular stream of immigration to Canada, and many newcomers are actually drawn to the vibrant metropolis of Toronto and the expanding tech sector in that particular province. As a result, the province is required to assist many immigrants through the various PNP routes. And Ontario is even making it possible. They are fighting tooth and nail to see that they have added number of immigrants come to that place, even though for now they have the highest quotas among the provinces. And to do that, the Labour Minister of the province has actually started a finding of trying to quadruple the number of people that the province will actually invite. It's actually saying that from the 9,000 persons that the OINP is actually having, they are looking at making it to about 18,000 persons. The Ontario Human Capital Priority Stream is a wonderful choice for people who reside outside Canada. The stream gives priorities to qualified candidates who can fill work employment and different positions in that particular province. The Federal Express Entry stream is used by the Human Capital Priority. In other words, they are linked together. A current Express Entry profile with a CROS score of 400 points or above is required for prospective applicants. And once you've got that, that is in the Federal Express Entry pool, and then you have a profile in Ontario. Ontario government will examine all the Express Entry profile of people who signify interest to go to that particular province, and a subset of them will be sent invitation to apply for their PNP program. The invitations are often based on a set of knock codes that this choose or specific CRO scores, given this is done at their own choosing. It is quite easy. So many people are drawn by these, and people are proceeding to Ontario for that particular PNP. The third one, which is very easy in PNP, is actually the Nova Scotia Labour Market Priority Stream. Nova Scotia, as we know, is on the Atlantic Ocean, the eastern side of Canada. That is where Nova Scotia is situated. The proximity to the seaside, the low cost of living, and a laid-back culture makes it a dream destination for many prospective newcomers. The Express Entry pool is also used to choose candidates directly under the Nova Scotia Labour Market Priorities. This stream is regarded as one of the simpler PNPs for international candidates to receive PR because it frequently attracts profiles without link to the province. Prior to its admission rounds, Nova Scotia does not disclose the industry or selection criteria that it will be using, but it frequently invites applicants without any ties to the province. Is that not wonderful? Candidates must, however, express interest in Nova Scotia and have a current Express Entry profile. So two things you need to take note. You need to be interested in that particular province, and you need to have a current Express Entry profile set up. So once you've done that and they do their draws and you are deemed qualified, you'll be invited. And like we said, for you to be invited, for you to be considered for provincial nomination, you must accept a request from the Nova Scotia government, the immigration body. You must also gain, and you will be given an additional 600 points towards your CRS score, which makes it possible for you to be invited for the very next round of any Express Entry draw once you've given a nomination in Nova Scotia. Last but not the least, not in that order that we are saying, is SINP, the Saskatchewan International Skilled Workers. And we're talking specifically for the occupation in demand and Express Entry. Well, due to the rapid rise in economic growth, in employment and employment prospects, Saskatchewan has become a favorite destination for immigrants. The International Skilled Workers PNP under Saskatchewan International In-Demand and Express Entry stream are intended to attract candidates with experience and in the in-demand profession in the province. The Foreign Skilled Workers stream uses expression of interest, EOI, to manually select applicants. In other words, you create a profile, you signify your interest that you want to come to that particular province, which is Saskatchewan. So once you've created that profile you impute your basic score, your language test score, your education credential assessment, and you do all of that. Yeah, you must have at least 1 year of experience in a field that is not on the Saskatchewan Immigration Nominee Program excluded lists in order to submit an EOI. You must have English or French language proficiency test done, like as I've already mentioned before, and you must have completed at least 1 year of post-secondary school education. Once you've satisfied that eligibility process, you are looking to score about the minimum required score you need to have is 60 points out of a point grid of 110. You just need 60, but strive to score more, because when the draw is done, those on the higher echelon, depending on the particular skill job, that is NOC job that they are looking for, they will give an invitation to apply, and you proceed to making your application. For accelerated processing, candidates who qualify for Express Entry can submit application through the Saskatchewan Express Entry profile. Well, not everybody qualifies for the Express Entry profile, as we all know. It is actually tied to age. You have to be about 30, just minimum from 25 to about 30 years, and you have to have a very good score in IELTS. Once you do that, you see you have a good profile, but all is not lost, because you can still go on through the occupation in demand routes, even not the only difference is that the Express Entry is faster, it speeds up. In other words, it increases or shortens the time that you take to get to Canada. Having said these 4 different PNPs that we've mentioned, the choice is, or the question is, which one will I pick? Well, it depends on you, it depends on your profile, it depends on the things that you love. Do you love the seaside? Do you love the prairie land? Do you love the communities? And what are your scores? What are your interests? Where are your relatives situated? These are factors that you need to consider before you pick up the particular one that suits you. And once you've done that, go for it, make the application and submit it. Then you wait. If you found value so far, you can click the subscribe button so that you can get all the videos that we are producing in this channel. Share the video to your friends and family, and I will see you in the next video.